Welcome back, everybody, to the Seattle Sonics MyNBA franchise here on NBA 2K22. We are nearing the conclusion of season number 3 with just over a month left to go, coming off an exciting All-Star break and an exciting first game after the All-Star break. That was in the last episode. If you missed it, I encourage you to check it out because it was a fun one. We are currently 7.5 games ahead of the Phoenix Suns and Memphis Grizzlies for the number 1 seed in the Western Conference. The East is a lot closer with the Bulls, Wizards, and Sixers all within 2 games, and the Pistons and Cavs not too far behind them. We haven't really gone through many bumps in the road this season. It's just been a very strong year. The young core is really coming together and just playing all around really strong basketball. In today's episode, we will do our third and final prospect profile of the year, taking another look into this year's draft class. Now, of course, keep in mind, we still have that high first-round pick, which the Lakers are still losing, so it is still projected number 1 overall. But we've already talked about all of the blue-chip prospects. We're going to talk about some of the more under-the-radar guys or draft risers who we just haven't mentioned yet. So as we scroll forward here, the first player we're going to look at is Washington State sharpshooter Duncan Hayes, who has brought himself into lottery projections. Hayes is the best three-point shooter in the draft without question. He's a great catch-and shooter, but he's also great off the dribble and off of screens as well, which makes him so valuable. He's a solid defender, decent enough playmaker, and although his jump shot is top tier, that's not the only piece of his game, and I think he is the perfect modern NBA role player with good length at 6'6", 190. Really good player towards the end of the lottery if you're looking for someone who can contribute early. Next up, we're going to take a look at a high schooler. This is Will O'Neal from Milton High. O'Neal actually hails from Australia, recently moved to the States to play high school ball, and he has developed into a very good player. O'Neal is one of the most offensive gifted players in this draft class, and on the offensive side of the floor, he's just so impressive as a scorer and as a playmaker. He's a big combo guard standing at 6'9". He's a very solid three-point shooter. The rest of his shooting is all right. He's not a bad defender either, and with average athleticism, he's just a very well-rounded player. Barclay Frost out of Miami has been one of the most dominant players in the country with his inside and out style of play. Somebody who can stretch the floor and also block shots like that as an interior presence. He's more of a power forward and is pretty much this team's version of Buzz Wigginton. I think Buzz is a fair comparison for Frost. Now, he's not going to be as good as Buzz Wigginton, but there are a lot of similarities in their games. Versatile defenders, good playmakers, good three-level scorers. So Barclay Frost is pretty much the Walmart version of Buzz Wigginton. Abraham Johnston Salazar out of Tennessee is somebody who has really risen their stock over this season and is a very fun player to watch. A high-energy player who can score, again, from all 3 levels of the floor. He's a phenomenal three-point shooter. You could argue he's the second-best shooter in this class outside of Duncan Hayes, who we just talked about, and he can make some highlight plays like that. A windmill slam off the steal. He's not a great mid-range scorer, although I think his mid-range and three-point grades are exaggerated. I don't think he is an A+3, but he is very good shooting the long ball. And somebody who as well could be a really good late first-round role player. This is Norwegian big man Alexander Falkenberg. He's the big, intimidating center of all the tattoos, including the neck tats and the crazy hair, but he is a skilled basketball player. His skill set probably would have been a little bit better 20 or 30 years ago as more of a traditional big man who's good down low, good shot blocker, but not really someone who can space the floor. But I think with his elite athleticism and energy, there are still roles for players like him in today's league, and I think he could be someone who's a really good interior presence, sort of like a poor man's Rudy Gobert, could provide that type of value. As we go forward now, starting to lead the first-round conversation and looking at more true gems or under-the-radar players. We're going to take a look at Kentucky guard D. Preston Jr., who is another great offensive player. This is somebody who can really score at all 3 levels. He's a very good passer as well, and he's not a total liability on the defensive end of the floor. Kentucky obviously breeds talent, and Preston is next on the list. He was a super high recruit, and although his production hasn't really lived up to his recruiting status, he's still a very intriguing player and somebody who, in my opinion, should be considered as a late first-round pick. He's an inefficient scorer, although he is someone who at times can get very hot, particularly from 3. Great playmaker, decent athleticism. So again, somebody who I think could be a very solid, fun project. Illinois guard Chester Lemieux is a very talented player as well. He's a super high IQ guard who just really has a great feel for the game. He's not a gifted scorer from outside the paint. Doesn't really have a great jump shot, but he can drive to the basket. Good finisher, good playmaker, and he's a good defender as well. And he does show flashes offensively, but he's just super inconsistent as a jump shooter, and that's really his only weakness. But with his defense, his playmaking, and his athleticism, I think he could be a really solid player down the line. Ode Etoro from Sierra Canyon, another high school guard, and he is also another extremely gifted offensive player. One of the best scoring guards in the country. A lot of people believe he should go to college to improve on his defense. That would really possibly boost his stock, but he really wants to go pro right away, and I think immediately out the gate, he will be a strong offensive player with a great jump shot, a great ability to get to the basket, and he's not only a willing passer, but a very good one. With decent defense and athleticism, I think he is someone who could be a big sleeper and somebody who gets drafted later than he really should. Deontay Jones out of Virginia is a very interesting player. He's a super versatile forward who's a 6'10", almost wing, if you will. He can defend on the perimeter. He can shoot the long ball, but he also has great ability in the post as well. He has some really nifty moves like that little spin move right there. And I think his ability to score and his ability to defend really all 5 positions makes him such an intriguing player with good athleticism as well. He has no business going in the second round, in my opinion. The final player we're going to look at is projected to go all the way in the 80s. Now, the NBA draft does not go up to 80 picks, so this player is projected to go undrafted, but I do want to highlight him. From the Congo, 7'7", and Botwo Mukushan Jr. He is super, super raw, but with 7'7" height and his athleticism, the sky is literally the limit. This kid is obviously a great shot blocker with his size and an 8'4" wingspan, although to be honest, I think his wingspan might be a little bit more than that. Now, as I said, he's raw. He's only averaging around 4 points per game this year in the EuroLeague, and I think he still needs a lot of time to develop. But with his athleticism and his size, again, you never know. This kid could turn into really an interesting player, but he's just super mysterious that scouts are super conflicted. So that'll do it for the final prospect profile. Let me know which of those players you liked down below in the comments. We're going to play this game against the Magic. They're a pretty good team. Of course, they have former second overall pick Diami Christensen, the player drafted directly after Buzz Wigginton. This is actually the first time Christensen and Buzz are playing against each other in their professional careers. Christensen missed most of his rookie year with an injury, and we just haven't played the Magic yet. They're a very well-balanced young team, kind of like us. So as we sim forward, we have a big injury. RJ Hampton has dislocated his left patella. He is out for the season. That's not good. RJ Hampton's a great high-energy guard for us off the bench, so being without him is going to really suck, and we're going to need guys like Reddish, Porter, and Horton Tucker to really step up. We went 2-3 in that span, including a loss to a bad Jazz team, a loss to a bad Mavericks team, and our 2 wins were by a combined total of 5 points, so not a great 6-game stretch. We have officially clinched a play-in spot, but we're not playing great basketball right now. We got to get back on track at home against a really underrated Magic team. And again, as I said, they're very similar to us. Super young, super deep, all around a really fun roster. Quick start for the Sonics as Oscar Jabasilan hits the early three-pointer. Jabasilan had 32 points and a buzzer beater in the last episode, along with winning the slam dunk contest as some icing on the cake. Nice shot by Jonathan Isaac, despite heavily being contested by the rookie Chance Dumas. 3-2 your score. Kyril Story gets way too much space. He lets it fly. Bad defense there by Diami Christensen, the former Washington Husky. It's a homecoming for Christensen as he's guarded down low by Story. Christensen blocked at the rim by Buzz, but it is put back in by the big man Miles Burrow. No relation to Metropolis linebacker with the same name, Miles Burrow. Marcus Smart in the corner for 3. The Magic are looking good early. They lead this game 13-8. I told you guys, Orlando's a good team. I know it's early, but these guys are a legit playoff squad in the Eastern Conference. Hello, Kyril Story, coming off the timeout with the circus slam. What a move. That'll make it a 3-point game. Here's Christensen guarded by Story. His pass is tipped and intercepted by Chance Dumas. Seattle on the break. Here's Story over to Oscar from Curry range. Bang! Nice shot for Oscar J. Basile. Hits 2 early threes. He has 6 points. We are tied at 13. Here's Jalen Suggs, the star of this Magic squad, trying to go inside. Passes it for Miles Burrow, the Australian big man, who gets the slam. 17-15 now. Oscar with a nice little move, going inside for the layup. I wanted to see him throw it down. I mean, we all know he can dunk. He did win the slam dunk contest after all. Jalen Suggs gets the screen for Christensen. A little bit too much space, and he connects from beyond the arc. Nice shot for Suggs. Orlando leads 22-21. Here comes Cole Anthony going up the floor, double teamed as he gets it inside for a wide open Chuma Okeke for the dunk. 26-23 now. Talen Horton-Tucker calls for the screen, and it's Killa Cam Reddish for 3. Reddish with an early 7 points. Orlando now leads 28-26. Reddish in isolation guarded by Franz Wagner. Reddish trying to get some space at the buzzer. No good. So a close first quarter up to this point. It's the Orlando Magic on top. 28-26. Orlando now leads by 4 here early in the second. Kevin Porter Jr. inside for Buzz Wigginton. Posting and toasting on the big man. Buzz with only 4 points so far. He's been a little bit quiet. We'll see if he picks it up here. Buzz drives inside with the slam. Buzz Wigginton Jr. ties it up. Seattle now up by 3. J.J. Cooley misses at the rim. Offensive rebound. Pass out for Jalen Suggs, who hits the top of the key 3. We're now tied. Seattle regains the lead, 36-38. Marcus Smart goes inside, finds Suggs open for 3, and Jalen Suggs is looking phenomenal early in this game. Here comes Oscar, misses the circus slam. Looks like he thought there was a foul there, but he didn't get touched by anybody. Nice shot by Smart, despite having Buzz in his face. Orlando leads by 3. Suggs inside for Diami Christensen. The former number 2 overall pick with his first points of the day. He's been quiet so far. Seattle calls time. Off the timeout. Story inside for Buzz Wigginton, who gets the reverse lay to go in. Buzz with 8 points here in the second. Isaac guarded by Dumas over to Marcus Smart. Smart tightly guarded by Oscar. The shot is good at the buzzer. Marcus Smart is having a really good offensive first half, and he's not known for his offense. 40-45. Oscar with the poster. You figured it was coming. What a slam by Oscar J. Basile dunking on Jonathan Isaac. 46-42. Dumas trying to get somebody open. It's Cam Reddish who sinks another 3. Reddish with 10 points in the first half. He's had a good performance off the bench as it's 46-45. Final moments here on the shot clock. Smart misses the 3, and it is tipped back in by Chance Dumas. The rookie with a rookie mistake, and he has now scored more points for the Magic today than the Sonics. That's kind of sad. 48-45. Suggs with the screen inside for Jet Douglas, who throws it down. One-handed dunk. Douglas with a blonde mop on his head. As it's a 5-point game. Mukwamu gets it over to Porter. Porter drives inside with the contested layup. Nice play by Kevin Porter Jr. And it's now 52-47. Here comes Cole Anthony going to the basket. Heavily contested by Reddish, but it still goes in. The Magic are just making everything right now. Their offense is playing really, really well. Here comes Reddish inside for Dikembe Mukwamu. Trying to post down low on the big man with the fadeaway. Nice shot by the second-round rookie, Mukwamu. And it's now 54-49. Cole Anthony in isolation, trying to get some last-second points. Passes it out for the Michigan man, Franz Wagner, for 3. And Orlando takes an 8-point lead. Seattle trying to get one more bucket before half, making this game a little bit closer. Heavily contested layup by Reddish is good. But it's the Orlando Magic up top here at halftime, 57-51. I told you guys, cannot take this team lightly. They are young, they are energetic, they are athletic, and they are deep. They have so much talent throughout the lineup at really all different positions. Jalen Suggs with 11 and 5 leading the way. But Seattle still has time to come back. Kyril Story blocked to the rim. What a play. Miles Burrow with the denial. Smart drives by Oscar with the dunk. And the Magic take their biggest lead of the game as they're up by 10. 61-51. Buzz inside for Murray in the corner for Oscar J. Basile. Another 3 for Oscar, the sharpshooter. And it's now 61-54. Here comes DeJounte Murray with the slam. Seattle is stirring back. Don't look now, but the Sonics are making a run. 61-56. Suggs misses the three. Rebounded by Isaac to Smart. Back to Suggs. Second time's the charm. He's not going to miss that same shot 2 times in a row. Seattle is hanging tough in the third quarter, but Orlando is maintaining their lead. Suggs with a screen. Floater is good. Another bucket for number 4, Jalen Suggs, as it's 66-58. Oscar J. Basile trying to drive by Suggs, get somebody open, and it's Talen Horton-Tucker who makes the three. Seattle brings it down to 5. Following possession, it's tipped and stolen away by Jalen Suggs, who hits the mid-ranger off the steal. Magic up by 9. 70-61. Cole Anthony inside for Cooley, who's blocked at the rim by Buzz. Cooley gets it back over to Jalen Suggs, who cannot miss. Suggs is on fire right now. The Magic lead this game by 12. 73-61. Horton-Tucker pump fake over to Kevin Porter Jr. Connects with Cam Reddish. A big three off the timeout. Reddish now with 15 points. A high for the bench. And it's a 9-point game. 73-64. Here's Cole Anthony. Lobs it up for the rookie out of Texas Tech. Cairo Nirmane, a native of England, for the play. Nirmane on the move. Magic are just not missing right now. They lead this game by 13 points. 79-66. Here comes Cairo Nirmane again. Nirmane on the drive with the layup. Nirmane was the player drafted directly after Cairo's Story in this year's draft, as Nirmane is guarded by Cairo's Story. Speak of the devil, Nirmane easily wins this battle, crossing him up, hitting the mid-ranger. Magic up by 15 points, under a minute left in the third. Something has to give here for the Sonics. They are not playing good basketball. Hey, there's something. Kevin Porter Jr. with the tomahawk slam. Cam Reddish now trying to get in on the fun, but he misses it. And now the Magic have it on the fast break. Franz Wagner over to Miles Burrow. He connects on the layup. And the Magic lead this game by 15 points, 85-70. Off the inbound, Horton-Tucker is intercepted by Cairo Nirmane. Nirmane off the dribble, connects with Wagner, who's blocked. What a denial by Cam Reddish. Both teams with some great defensive plays. Winding moments of the quarter. Final shot here for Orlando to make it possibly a 17-point game. Fade away from Smart, no good. But not a good third quarter there for the Sonics. The defense was lackluster. The rebounding was surprisingly lackluster. And the offense didn't even score 20 points. Seattle down by 15 here in the fourth, trying to end this 3-game skid. And that's a good start. DeJounte Murray with the slam. He's been quiet with just 10 and 3. And it's now a 13-point game. But look at this. Marcus Smart wide open in the corner. You cannot leave wide open shooters, particularly Smart, who has shot the ball exceptionally well today. 90-74. Here's Jalen Suggs. Double teamed again. What are the Sonics doing? This time it's Diami Christensen who sinks the three. And it is a 19-point lead for the Magic. Cairo Story inside gets the and one. That's a good, I guess, rebound after allowing a pair of big threes. Christensen called for the foul. 95-79 now. Buzz Wigginton trying to post down low on Cooley. Gives him an elbow and makes the shot. Buzz with his first points of the second half. He has been fairly ineffective today as Suggs is blocked. There's Buzz making a play, but the pass for Dumas is immediately intercepted. Christensen inside for Cooley, who makes the slam. The Sonics have just turned it over way too much. They've been sloppy with the basketball today, and obviously it has costed them. About 4 minutes left. Oscar with a nice dunk. Jay Basile again throwing it down. He has 17 points, now 19. Oscar's really the only player who's showing up today for the Sonics. Everybody else has not played up to standards. I guess Cam Reddish has been fine too. Nice slam by Jalen Suggs, who's been far and away the best player on the floor. Murray gets it over to Dumas in the corner for a wide open Oscar J. Basile. That'll bring it to 11. Seattle is trying to just do everything they can to bring it back here, but it might be too little too late as it's now a 9-point game. Suggs, guarded by Murray, gets a screen from Burrow. Suggs for three. That's the dagger. Jalen Suggs is going to finish it off, and he's going to dribble this clock out. 114-101 is your final. A bad loss here for the Seattle Sonics, who have now lost 4 in a row. A season high in losses consecutively. So the Sonics are really hitting the struggle bus here early in the month of March. I don't know if it's just a bad stretch. I don't know if it has to do with the R.J. Hampton injury. The Sonics have not won since Hampton got hurt. So was R.J. Hampton that important to this team? Oscar J. Basile played well. He had 27 points on good shooting. Cam Reddish 17, although he was inefficient. Buzz with 16, 5, and 6. Murray and Story also in the double figures. As for Orlando, Jalen Suggs, 30 points, 10 assists, 7 rebounds. He can play. Marcus Smart with 21. Burrow was good. Nirmane with 10 points in just 12 minutes off the bench. Christensen with 9, 6, and 5. So just not a good stretch for us. We're going to simulate these next 4 games, including a couple good teams in there, and Washington and Golden State. Hopefully we can get back on track. And we don't. We only win 1 of 4, beating the Mavericks. But we are just losing games at a really fast pace. Now, we still lead the West. We're 4 games ahead of Phoenix and Memphis. But this is starting to get a little bit ugly. We are really losing momentum here down the stretch of the season. Only 3 weeks to go. Next episode will be the regular season finale. We're going to see where Seattle finishes in the standings. Hopefully, we can pick it up before the playoffs, or else we could be in some trouble. I hope everybody enjoyed. Make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new. Peace out.